Okay.
Hello, good afternoon, respected faculty and fellow learners. I am Hafiz Osman Iqbal and our group number is 103 and I will be opening our presentation. The title is Unlocking SME Potential in Nepal and India, followed by Zain, Abdurrahman and Ali. This research tackled the often overlooked but highly impactful barriers faced by small and medium enterprises, RSMEs, in these two dynamics yet concentrated South Asian economies. We will unpack knowledge and training deficiencies, examine financial access gaps, and explore cultural and gender barriers. Entrepreneurship. Let's begin with the introduction. The globally SMEs accounts for over 90% of businesses, driving both employment and GDP in developing countries. However, many of these enterprises operation under extreme limitation. In Nepal and India, SMEs face a triple challenges. The first one is lack of business literacy and vocational training. Second one is inaccessibility to financial systems and the culture and gender limitations. This proposal provide practical impact driven and evidence-backed recommendations, especially relevant to policymakers, NGOs, and ecosystem enablers. In the next slides, I will discuss about background and problem statement. Let's contextualize our analysis. Both Nepal and India show promise for SME development, yet with very different challenges. In Nepal, 57% of employment is in informal, often unregistered micro enterprises. Mountainous regions have poor connectivity, both digital and the physical. Training program mostly focus on urban hubs, excluding rural participants. And in India, strategizing 63 million SMEs employing 110 millions plus people, but financial services are concentrated in tier 1 cities. Female entrepreneurship still under 20%, reflecting systems and exclusions. We are not dealing with weak markets, we are dealing with unserved ones. The transformation lies in how we approach the solutions. And I would like to invite my other group fellow, Dazan, who will tell you the further about this topic. Zan,
Hi, yeah. Moving to the slide. Yeah, to the next slide.
yeah,
Yeah, yes. In this slide, I'll be talking about the problem diagnosis, the human capital gaps. So let's zoom in on the human capital challenge, the most fundamental barrier. And my observations is Nepal's entrepreneurs rarely receive formal training. So the entrepreneurs in Nepal will be facing a very huge problem in their training, and they have a problem with lack of trainings, especially with the women and youth in the rural provinces of Nepal. When it comes to India, there is a lack of awareness regarding the inventory systems, digital tools, and tax compliances. So basically, about the technical part. So the people of India will be is facing a problem of awareness regarding these one. And yeah, coming to the root cause of this, A human capital deficit rooted in educational inequality, lack of localized and culturally sensitive vocational education. This is not about literacy alone, it is about the business literacy. So it is not just about the basic knowledge about these things. They face a problem in business literacy. Exactly what is happening is the conventional training models fails because they are a top-down, non-modular, and urban focused. Coming to the next slide, the strategic framework. So in this slide, we'll be talking about the practical knowledge solutions. Here is our multi-pronged strategy to empower human capital. The first one will be launch community-based training programs. The introducing training programs based on the community will help in these ones, led by the local entrepreneurs. So they'll be having a benefit of these as well. Contextual to regional industries. For example, the agriculture in Karnali textiles in the Bihar state of India. So in this part, they'll be having a benefit of this. And when coming to deploy mobile training centers, so introducing the mobile training centers for the people will help in this one as well. Using the visual and audio based learning systems will help in this. Delivering in local dialects will help the people to understand this easily. Addressing the illiteracy for the people of this region, and NGOs collaborations for curriculum developments. So, in the non-governmental organizations collaborate with the curriculum for the curriculum development of the people of these regions. So, co-create modules with social enterprises, leverage trust buildings in conservative areas. For example, the ILOs of SIYB, the Start and Improve Your Business. This is a program trained 5 million people globally with a 60% of success rate in business survival, according to the 2023 survey. This showcases what practical and well executed learning can be. And moving to the next slide, Abdul Rahman going to talk about it.
Abdur Rahman.
Could you please unmute yours?
Yeah. Next slide is financial access deficit, structural analysis. Yeah. Now let's explore the financial exclusion challenges, arguably the most served consultant. The main points are traditional banks require collateral, which micro entrepreneurs often lack. Informal lenders dominate rural markets, charging up to 100% annual interest. Digital financial literacy is low, hampering fintech adoption. Key statistics are in India, only 16% of SMEs use formal loans, and in Nepal, this figure drops to under 10%. This indicates systematic exclusion, not due to lack of demand, but due to structural design failure in lending models. In next slide, recommendation dual track financial inclusion. Our dual track financing strategy aims to unlock credit worthiness in uncontroversial ways. In track 1, alternative data credit scoring, use telecom data, mobile wallet usage, or even utilities payments to create a non collateral credit history. In track 2, microfinance fintech hybrid model, offer mobile based micro loans with low interest and easy repayment cycle. Tie into business literacy app that tracks spending, saving and profits. For example, M-Pesa in Kenya increased rural entrepreneurship by 10% in just 2 years. The same leapfrogging potential exists in South Asia. Now moving towards Mr. Ali.
Hi, Ali is here. Now I am going to the next slide about the gender and culture constant in Nepal. and India. I will discuss the gender and culture constraint in my two slides. In my one slide, when we discuss about the gender and culture constraint in India and Nepal, this brings us to a more announced barrier, culture and gender norms which silently inhabit enterprise development. For example, when we discuss about Nepal, patriarchal norms limits women's mobility, property ownership, and financial decision making. And also, social backlash discourage female entrepreneurship. When we move towards the India, when we discuss about the India, caste-based discrimination affects loan access and land rights for the women. At the same time, male-dominated trade groups as well, which marginalize women-led businesses. I will also discuss about the theoretical lens. For example, using Hofstede's culture dimensions, both countries score high on power distance and masculinity. For example, in power distance, hierarchy is respected, and in masculinity, gender roles are rigid. This results in systematic exclusion from entrepreneurial ecosystem. Now, I am moving to the next slide to explain more about the empowering through inclusion. When we discuss about the empowering through inclusion, solution must be intersectional and structurally embedded. Our inclusion model, for example, establish women-only incubators and peer monitoring circles, and government-backed entrepreneurship vouchers for female-owned SMEs. We also discuss about mandatory inclusion codes in microloan portfolios. And the pilot segmentation is also a great factor for the women's to empower women's. For example, we should launch a pilot program in province number 2 of Nepal and Chandigarh, India. Regions with low female business participations but growing digital infrastructure. Uh, Now I am inviting my presenter first to explain the next slide about the stakeholder of ecosystem.
So the next slide is stakeholders and ecosystem. So no strategies works in isolation. A multi-stakeholders ecosystem in vital. Public sector set regulation, provide grant and tax incentives. NGOs and civil societies conducts training, ensures cultural sensitivities, and the bank and franchises delivery funding and digital services. And telecoms enable mobile-based onboarding and credit scoring. Each stakeholder must be held accountable via share impacts, KPIs, from loans, default rates to job creations. And for the next slides, I will invite to Mr. Zain, who will tell you the further.
Hi. Yep. Talking about the technology as an enabler. Here in this slide, you can see three countries: Egypt, Nigeria, and Ethiopia. So the in this one, we'll be talking about the technology side of this one. Digital inclusion is an optional one, but it's essential part of this. Why now? Both countries enjoy 80% of mobile penetration. This allows us to leapfrog legacy models. The key enablers of these one is AI powered chatbots. For example, so this is an era of AI, the artificial intelligence. So people using AI for everything is increasing day by day. At the same time, the using of chatbots for everything is increasing. So this has an advantage of availability of 24 into 7. For tax and business advice, people will be moreover focusing on these AI powered chatbots as well. And about the voice first apps for illiterate entrepreneurs, people or the entrepreneurs who is illiterate will be using the benefit of the voice first apps where they can speak in their own language and using the apps which is easy for them to communicate. So for example, the Google Bolo is an app which is developed for people, especially for these entrepreneurs will be getting the benefit of these. And coming to the next point, the blockchain based credit histories to build the transparent records. Yeah, we are not just solving the problems of these, we are redesigning the systems. And coming to the policy recommendations,
Yeah. In this slide, we will discuss policy recommendations. To ensure sustainability, government policies must involve. Key recommendations are provide tax rebates for SMEs, investing to employee training, intact legal framework, protecting women in business, promote data sharing between telecoms and banks for alternatives credit scoring. These are low cost, high impact levels that governments can active now. In next slide, Mr. Ali, you will discuss.
Sorry. No, okay, no, I will discuss about the partnerships and target zones. For example, to operationalize change, we propose a regional partnership in impact zone, such as in Nepal, province number 2, and Karnali, high SME density and low access. And when we discuss about the India, Bihar, Chandigarh, Uttar Pradesh, underserved yet growing markets. That's why our recommendation establish a South Asia SME development consortium to facilitate grant allocation, knowledge sharing, and policy lobbying. No, our all group members will discuss the conclusion of our presentation, and I will invite the group member one to discuss about the SMEs conclusion.
SMEs are not just businesses, they are the foundation of economic reliances. So the Zen further.
Yeah, and yeah, when we are concluding this presentation, I would like to support the my previous speakers point of this. So, in this consultancy, our consultancy approach uncovered the human, financial, and cultural gaps between these regions. So, basically, the people of these regions will be having these problems. So, we discussed and we covered about all these problems which is faced by the entrepreneurs in these areas. So, about the next person, the yeah.
Yeah, in the conclusion, the solution lies in multi-stakeholders, tech-powered, inclusive strategies. So next, Mr. Ali.
When we discuss about the conclusion, with the right interventions, Nepal and India can transform their SME landscapes and empower millions. And we are all open. Thank you for no for your questions, and you can questions us, and we are open for your questions. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a good day.
Take care.